Now, even if you know things very well and yet you do not act well, that's another problem. So we come to the second dimension of your personality, which you ought to develop, is your feelings. As I said, the current education system worldwide, I am saying, generally speaking, barring a few exceptions, doesn't focus on your emotional development. You become very knowledgeable in terms of information available with you. But you don't experience the feelings that you ought to experience as a human being. Why so? Because you have not undergone any such training, even for a few minutes or hours, to identify your emotions and to manipulate your emotions, to modify your emotions. This is broadly called emotional literacy. You are illiterate emotionally. Illiterate. What's the meaning of literacy? You know A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, up to Z. If you know that and you can write the letters, you are a literate person. Not a scholar, but a literate person. Just literate. But have you ever been told, or have you ever thought, if you know the names of all the positive and negative emotions, or most of them? You do not. Can you tell me, Manisha, the names of some of the positive emotions? Can you tell? Okay, good enough. Can you tell, Anshul, a few negative emotions? Okay, good. But there are only a few of them. There are many more. You should know the names of most of the negative emotions and most of the positive emotions. And you should also know what is their impact on your mind, your actions, and your personality. If you are a person in whom positive emotions predominate, then you are a good person, pleasant person, you are a positive person. But if you are always bothered or swamped by negative emotions like anger, jealousy, and similar others, then people will find, and you will find, that you are a negative person, not a pleasant person, and probably you are not a happy person also. If you have mostly positive emotions, then you are a happier person. If you have too many negative emotions in you, then you are always unhappy. So you lose your happiness because you are not emotionally literate. Therefore, we have to identify all emotions that we experience, negative and positive both. And then, having done that, we should also learn how to control or bring to minimum level the negative emotions, our fear, our anger, our jealousies, and to learn how to bring to a higher level our positive emotions, faith, friendship, joy, trust, friendliness, helpfulness, and all such positive emotions. Say there is a dog nearby. Usually you pick up a stone and throw at the dog. The dog gets hurt and producing painful expressions, it goes away. You don't understand or you don't feel the pain of that dog. You think the dog feels no pains. or even if it does, how does it matter? You find a mosquito somewhere and you simply kill the fellow. Why do you take the life of a sentient being without any great harm caused by him or it? This is because you are insensitive. You don't have the emotion of pity or compassion towards animals or insects. I don't say you leave them free to spoil your life, to spoil your farms. No, not that. You protect your farm from the invasion of unwanted animals, but that can be done in alternative other ways also without hurting them unnecessarily. Have compassion for them. Have compassion for every human being. Not that you should not stop them from harming you. No, not that. You can find ways of doing that. Don't hate them. Have compassion and apply your mind how to stop them from harming you. That's fine. There was a poor man, old man, sitting right outside the ashram day before yesterday. He looked in tattered clothes, very old. Did you find out who was he and why was he sitting there? Did you feel anything inside? Did you feel anything in your heart? Any compassion in your heart? If you felt, then you would go to him and ask him, did he have his food? Actually, somebody went to him, I learned later on, and asked him for the food and gave him the food. That was compassion on the part of the child who did it. But all of you must experience the pain of others, the problem of others. That is emotional development. And not only that, emotions are the most fundamental things that you possess. A computer possesses lots of knowledge, much more than you. Artificial intelligence possesses much more knowledge than you do, doesn't it? But it doesn't have emotions. So reason, you will find that AI can reason very well, probably better than most of us. But it doesn't have any emotions. In fact, once I was trying to find out what AI or artificial intelligence could do. It could write a very good poem on the Bhagavad Gita. Then I thanked it that you're really remarkable, very creative, very good. Thanks to you. Then it came back to me and said, I'm a machine. I don't have any emotions. I said, okay, I understand that you don't have emotions. Yet I thank you for doing that. You are amazing, very creative, very knowledgeable. Therefore, it is emotions that distinguish you from the machine, from the computer, from the robot. On the one hand. On the other hand, you are also distinguished by this dimension of feeling and emotions from animals. They also have lots of feelings, you know it very well. But you have those emotions in a more unlimited manner. And you have some emotions which animals don't have. For example, when India wins the Cricket World Cup, or your country wins the Cricket World Cup, can any animal living in India or that country feel so elated? Arey, hum jeet gaye, yes, we won. Could he do like that? They don't, because they don't understand what is the feeling of patriotism. So the emotion of patriotism is peculiar to humans. Therefore, you have to understand the dynamics of emotions and make yourself emotionally better human beings.